Hello everyone. In this video, we'll look at how to search in Investext for a company profile, or in other words, any records that give you a report about a particular company or an overview of the company. I'll show you a couple of ways to do this, so let's get started. In this first example, I'll look for company profile reports on the aircraft company Boeing. Here in Investext, in Advanced Search, I could type Boeing here in the first search box on the left, but for better results, I'll use the drop-down on the right side to select the company or organization field. This brings up a link that says Lookup Companies/Organizations, and clicking that gets us this blue box called the Lookup Companies tool. In this box, I type Boeing, then click Find, and this displays a list of all the company names that contain Boeing. Some of these may not be of interest. I might not want reports on Boeing Capital Corp., for example, or the Boeing Helicopters Credit Union, but I can just go through these and select all the companies I do want. For demonstration, I'll just select Boeing Co., which appears to be the main one. Then down here, I click Add to Search, and this automatically creates our search for Boeing, properly filled in on the Advanced Search form. And now before I run this search, I'll go down to the lower part of the Advanced Search screen, and on the Search Options tab, I go to the section called Report Type. And here we see three choices: Company Report, Industry Report, and Topical Report. Now, as an aside, all of the records in Investext are indexed with one of these three report types, which is a special feature of Investext. Other databases have different ways to find company profiles, which I'll show you in a separate video, but this option to narrow your results by report type is very useful when you're in Investext. In this case, we want company profiles, so I select Company Report, and now when I click Search, I'll get records where the company name is Boeing Co. and where the results are all indexed as company reports. And in fact, these records look very appropriate, so the search is basically done. Some of these records go back many years, so you may want to set a date range. I can use this section to select a specific date range. I'll make it 2021. And I already have my results list sorted with the most recent results on top, so once I decide which records I want in Investext, I can either click Link to PDF to get the full text as a PDF, or click on the title to view the table of contents and select individual pages. So that is one way to get company profiles in Investext, using two of Dialog's special search features, namely the Lookup Companies tool and then narrowing down to company reports as the report type. Now here is an alternate way to do the search using search commands. I could enter the commands here in Advanced Search, but I'll go to Basic Search to demonstrate because the search box there is just easier to show in a video. I want to search in the Table of Contents field for either Company Profile or Company Overview. I can do that by typing the field code TOC for Table of Contents, followed by open parenthesis, then Company Pre/0, or I can abbreviate that as P/0, followed by open parenthesis, Profile or Overview, close parenthesis. And then there's another close parenthesis to match the open parenthesis right after TOC. So, we're looking in the table of contents for the word company followed immediately by either profile or overview. Now we need to add the company name. Let's make it Ford. And I'm going to look for Ford in either the organization or company field, ORG, or to search just a bit more broadly, it could be in the title of the record. So I'll type and space TI, comma, ORG, open parentheses, Ford, close parentheses. And that is our search command. We run that, And now we have a set of records where Ford is in either the title of the record or in the company field, and where the table of contents includes an entry with either company profile or company overview. And that is another way to get company profiles in Investext. So that's it. 2 of the ways that you can obtain a company profile from Investext. And in the next video, continuing with Investext, we'll look at how to search for reports on a particular industry. If you'd like more information, here are some links to additional resources, and if you have any questions or you'd like some help, please feel free to call the help desk at these numbers, or you can email us at customer@dialog.com. Thanks for using Dialog, and enjoy the rest of your day.